Alright guys, let's talk about Zcash here on the channel for the first time since November the 12th. That's this candle right here, guys. And you can see we are a little bit lower than that point right now. So we have actually fallen into this channel until recently, until about December the 8th. And that is when it broke out of this channel, guys. Now, let me remind you, there's been a lot of channel breaks lately. And the target of a channel break to the upside is to the top of the channel. So basically the target of this breakout is all the way approximately up here to about $700 again, guys. So keep that in mind. Right now sitting at $463, so that would give it about another $237 to the upside. That would be the target, guys. So yeah, looking good. I do believe it will reach that target once again. Zcash is just, very volatile, guys. So yeah, but in my opinion, probably going up here, but we do need to look at the RSI and Bollinger Bands and things like this first, guys. Now I know it's a little bit hard to see, guys, but I don't think this is the entire chart, because I think Zcash at one time was about $4,600, maybe $5,000, something like this. But this chart goes all the way back to March of 2019. Anyways, there isn't much volume up here, guys. As you see, we are sitting right here. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but there really isn't any volume stopping us. So basically, you can see that the point of control sits at $31, so well above that right now, and we are well above all of these bigger candlesticks to the downside. Now looking at the Bollinger Bands here, we can look at this on a monthly time frame, and right now it's quite wide, but if we zoom in here, you can see that basically since about January of 2024, this has been quite narrow. I don't want to say it was really pinching. Maybe it was more pinching back here in October of 2024, but it didn't really react too much. But basically, it's been quite narrow. So the narrowness maybe plays a little bit of role in the price action. Let's look at the weekly time frame, though. Now, the weekly time frame, it is also quite narrow. Back here in September. So maybe it's not pinching, though. That's the thing, guys. So you need these, two lines to come together and kind of pinch, but it was quite narrow. So maybe it did help this price action. But let's take a look at the daily time frame. Now the daily time frame is starting to come in on one another here. So you can see that, but basically this is like an intestine for quite some time, all the way back to September, it looks like. So if we zoom in back here, yes, it was very, very, very narrow back here in September, pretty much all throughout the summer. So, yeah, probably that did help the price action get to where it is today. Now let's take a look at the RSI and stochastic here. Now I am a little bit worried about the monthly time frame here. We do have a very high stochastic and RSI, probably both about to turn around here. In fact, the stochastic for sure is about to turn around. It's at a 100 over here, and RSI is at a 90, so not good on a monthly time frame, guys. Keep that in mind. Now the weekly time frame, it is actually getting into this oversold area here on stochastic, probably about to turn around here. RSI has, kind of turned back to the upside here. It's in neutral territory. It has some ways to go. So yes, that actually doesn't look too bad. At least once this stochastic starts to turn around. Now the daily time frame, getting into this overbought territory here on stochastic. RSI is still in the middle, still coming up pretty heavily. But again, this is probably about to turn around on stochastic. Now the 4-hour time frame, it is actually flirting with being overbought here on the RSI, but just below it, and the stochastic is coming up pretty heavily here, but just about to reach the overbought territory. So not so good there. The 1-hour time frame already overheated, like I like to say here on stochastic, and it actually has crossed this red line to the downside and started to come down, not very heavily, but it is sloping down. So the RSI here is just kind of flirting with being overbought again. And let's take a look at the 15 minutes. The 15-minute time frame is actually coming out of this oversold region, just crossed the red line to the upside on stochastic here. RSI has dipped down though, and it's kind of flirting with being overbought. So we do have a lot of mixed signals here, guys. Let me just put this on a 4-hour time frame and take a look here. Now, We do have a lot of 4-hour candles green. And you know, I wouldn't expect really to push through this Fibonacci level. This is about $490 until a lot of these indicators kind of reset. Now let's take a look at the MACD as always, guys, and on the monthly time frame looks very good. We do have these dark green candles here. We have this blue line going very heavily to the upside. So yes, we were kind of fading here with this green period, but yes, in the last several weeks we have avoided that. Now let's go to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is a little bit of a worry because we do have this fading, green candles here, and also, it looks like the blue line may start to curve back around, but keep in mind this is still slightly sloping down. So if it crosses this red line, we're in trouble here on the weekly time frame. Now the daily time frame, let's take a look, and this is good, guys. So the blue line has just crossed the red line to the upside. We do have this small but dark green candle. So we're just getting out of this fading, red period here. So yeah, looks fine to me. Just a little bit of a worry on this weekly time frame, like I said. So let's see if this avoids the cross or not. Now Zcash is a number 27 project, guys. It's up about 12% today, so that's not too bad considering, it's a $462 coin here. Now this is interesting. I don't think I saw this the last time we looked at this, but the total treasury holding is 233,000 coins here. So that's interesting to see. Circulating supply, 16.4 million here. Also, the max supply is 21 million like Bitcoin, so it's a very low supply. That's why this goes up and down so fast, guys. Now, if we take a look at the all-time high, yes, it was $3,200 here. Now, I think this isn't 100% correct. I think I've seen about 4,500 actually somewhere, but doesn't really matter, guys. It's still way down from the all-time high. Here it says 85% down. Now, all-time low about a year ago, if you picked it up here, you're still, wow, you did very good. You're 2,700% up at the moment. Now, I don't really see any news, just a lot about the bullish sentiment here, and Zcash is negatively correlated with Bitcoin, things like this. There's no real news about the project though that I can really see. Okay, Zcash discussed with Senator Warner. That's nothing really as to the fundamentals. So yeah, you can look through this later, but I don't believe there's any new news about Zcash that's making this pump today. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. Also, I have referral links here because these are not partners of the channel, unlike the 7 exchanges above. Also, we have Moodix here. There's a free 7-day trial if you use this link. And if you're looking for a cold wallet, the CypherRock X1 is here. And guys, they're about to start airdropping within this wallet. So basically, it's going to pay you back. And you can get 17% off your order with this link today. And you can follow me on X here. Now, Bitcoin here, we still have this head and shoulders in play, guys. Now, I mention this every video, and I show this, little chart. But we don't have to follow this line exactly, of course. But if we see anything like this, and it breaks this neckline, then we are in trouble, guys. But there is this area of support here, but the head and shoulders target would be all the way down at about $53,000. But if this plays out, it's probably going to play out within 3 to 5 months. That's what I estimate. And if we want to avoid anything like this, guys, we need to see these candles just shoot up like this. So we need to break the head here. Now, I've shown this chart also before, guys, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically, as you see here, guys, we are still working our way up. We did have a red candle today. We did fall down a few $100. But yeah, we are getting close to this area where Ethereum has basically failed 5 out of 7 times. So let's see what happens when we get there. But so far, the trend is still up for Ethereum. We are looking much better. We have broken out of this channel to the upside, and the target is all the way up here back to the top of the channel at about $4,700. Now, one more chart to show you guys is this inverse head and shoulders for Ethereum. So we are still on track for that. We do have several green weekly candles here. I do estimate about 3 more months until we would break this neckline. Once we break the neckline, guys, if we break the neckline, The target is up here at about $8,000 for Ethereum. Now the total market cap, we're at 3.08 trillion here. We do have a red candle today, but we do kind of have a hammer candle, so it's looking a little bit bullish here. 3.09 trillion now. So if we go to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, again, 1.25 trillion. We've just been going sideways for about a week, maybe a little bit more than a week here. However, if we look at this, the total market cap excluding the top 10 guys, we're at a critical point. And basically, if we don't hold this area, we're going to be in a bear market. So we do have something like a head and shoulders here. I do need to point this out. We have this left shoulder, we have this head, and we do have this right shoulder. And if we break this neckline, basically this area here, this purple area is the neckline, we would go down, guys. Now, the target is in the negative, so you can't really have a negative target, so just keep that in mind. But again, we can go down pretty heavily here. As for the Bitcoin dominance, we still have this head and shoulders in play, although we are kind of going sideways here a little bit in the last few weeks. Now, that's not a big problem. There is deviations, of course. This shoulder over here isn't the most perfect shoulder, I should go ahead and say, and you can see that, but it is, a head and shoulders. So let's see, I do think we will probably do something like this, where my cursor is, and eventually work our way below this red line. USDT dominance also staying above this line here, and that's a critical line, guys. This is basically the line where on the monthly time frame we broke it last month, and that's the first time this trend line was broken since basically it started this trend line in June of 2022. So it is testing this as support basically, and that is not a good thing, because if we go up to this area here, guys, basically we're in bear market territory. Altcoin season index at a 33 here, so still quite low. If we look at the liquidation heat map, $422 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours, so that's a little bit elevated still. Now, if we go to the fear and greed here, it's at a 29. We're still in fear. Yesterday was a 26, so we're starting to come up a little bit. Next update is in about 3 hours, though. And if we look at the bull market peak indicators, we're just below 44% average progress. Still, 0 for 30 have been hit. It's still 100% hold. The Pi cycle top indicator was a little bit above 45 yesterday, so keep that in mind. It did go down just slightly here, but basically it's starting to trend back up. As for the economic calendar tomorrow, there's really nothing, so we don't have anything that should hold us back. If we look at today, it's just slightly negative here. But we do have Broadcom earnings coming out here probably very shortly, guys. The sentiment is risk on, and that trend is growing, so this is fine. But yes, let's move on here. We do have FedWatch tools going up just slightly. Yesterday was 22%. Chance that we're going to get that next cut. Now it's 24. So let's see, guys. There's still a long time. If we go up here, there's still about 7 weeks until we have the next FOMC meeting. Now, Powell did say yesterday that they probably would pause the cuts here, and on Polymarket you have a little bit different. So basically 18% believe that we're going to get a quarter-point cut in January. So that's a bit different than what we just saw on FedWatch tools, but let's see, we still have a long time. Now, unfortunately, it looks like inflation is still ticking up here. We have 2.66%. That's 0.14% higher than yesterday, unfortunately. Now, if we go to crypto bubbles, the hour is green, but across the board is pretty much red. The year has actually turned red now, so this is not good to see. I was used to seeing at least the year being green here, but not anymore, guys. Anyways, if you want to stake your Zcash, guys, go to CoinOndo. There's 14 results here. The best is Byconomy. They have 60-day lockup, though. Max is 300 Zcash, but at 60%, guys, you can't really beat that. Anyways, do your homework before you start sending your coins around, of course. And guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. And like I said, check out those links below, guys. It really helps me when you use my links. Of course, I do get some commission, but usually it's very small. It's pennies. If you're trading hundreds of millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, yeah, maybe I'll get a few bucks. But yeah, I do truly appreciate those who have become members of the channel and sent me super thanks. And guys, I really appreciate your support. We're at 1,800 subscribers now, and let's push for 2,000. So anyways, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.